Hey guys, welcome back to my studio. This video might look a little different than normal because I filmed on my phone, so sorry if it's a little jarring. I'm experimenting with easier methods of creating content that don't just involve making shorts because I really like long form videos, but I'd also like to be able to release videos more than once a month. So we'll see how that goes. I was going to work on the larger version of this piece and have the video out this week. That didn't happen, so have this little smaller version instead. I'm still gonna finish the other one, but it's hard to find the time to sit down and complete larger pieces, especially traditionally, because you have to get all the water set up, you have to wait for things to dry. It's just a whole process. That I really enjoy, but again, it's just hard to find the time for it. And for reference, this one only took a little over an hour, like start to finish. I didn't film the sketching process because I usually just sketch in bed after putting my toddler to sleep. But all that said, even though this was like the consolation piece, I still like it a lot. I've been experimenting with this chibi style, and I have a lot of ideas about what to do with it. But I'll talk about all that in a different video, once I have everything like a little more planned out. So for this, I knew that I wanted to draw a fairy type creature, and I also knew that I wanted it to be in watercolor, but other than that, I didn't really have anything planned out. I imagine her as a fae of the fungus, like she comes up through the decay to bring new life to the woods. So I made her surrounded with a bunch of moss and little tiny flowers and just a bunch of greenery. And I also gave her a little flower crown or leaf crown just because I thought it would look cute. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the circle of death and rebirth. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and everyone around me is having kids and celebrities I watched growing up are starting to get old. I don't know, but I think it's been good for me to explore this a little bit and kind of familiarize myself. Not familiarize, but I guess normalize the concept of death, because that's something that throughout my life I've kind of avoided like the plague. But it's just a natural part of life, so I don't think it's something that needs to be avoided as a topic. I think that it can be talked about and discussed and shown through art and through music and through movies and, you know, any sort of media. I don't think that it's something like it's not a happy thing. It's not, it's not something to look forward to necessarily, but I don't think it's something that needs to be taboo either. And that's something that I want to keep exploring. This piece in particular is very happy and bright and serene, but I have some other ideas that are a little bit darker. We'll just see if I can actually pull off darker themes, since I've never really done that stuff before, and everything that I draw is very happy and cutesy, or at the very least, like if not happy, it's more like relaxed. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works, but it is something that I'd like to explore more in the future. When I started getting into traditional art in the beginning, I really didn't expect to enjoy ink and watercolor so much, especially since, as I've discussed in other videos, I've been very afraid of watercolor for the longest time because I didn't know how to control it, and I still don't really know how to control it, but I think I've given up the concept of needing to control everything regarding, everything. But also that translates to art as well. Like it's okay if things happen that I don't expect, because usually that involves happy accidents. I'm even finding that out in my hair dye, because I've been trying to dye my hair this really pretty periwinkle blue color for the longest time, but for some reason it's just not sticking in my hair. Like my hair does not like that color. So I'm finding out that things don't go the way you plan, even if you think you're doing everything right. So there's no sense in just being obsessed with control. But okay, I went a little bit off topic. But I thought I would be more of a gouache painter because I really like gouache. I love how it looks. I like painting with it, but the problem is I really hate the ugly stage, and gouache has a very long ugly stage. It also in general just takes a long time to paint with gouache. That's probably because I'm a beginner with it, but I find that pieces with gouache just tend to take a lot longer than watercolor pieces or digital pieces or anything else. So for now, I'm just having a lot of fun with watercolors and colored pencil. I've also realized that I don't necessarily have to choose between traditional and digital art, even for the same art piece, which might seem obvious to some of you, but for some reason I had very rigid rules about it in my head. Like if you do digital art, it has to be done digitally. If you do traditional art, it has to be done traditionally, and they cannot mix. But that's stupid. Of course they can mix. It's all art. So for this piece, I did the finishing touches digitally, which you'll see a printout of at the very end, and I really like how it turned out. I think it turned out so pretty, and I was able to fix some things that bothered me about this traditional painting, so win-win. I also wanted to talk just a little bit about social media. So I've been off social media for a while now. I deleted my Instagram account, and I didn't delete my Twitter account, but I haven't been on Twitter in a very long time, so I'm effectively off of it. I don't even browse Reddit anymore. But what I do have is a Cara account, which is that new app for artists, and I wanted to kind of gush about it for a little bit. So I feel like Cara was what I was missing from the art community, like on the internet as a whole. There's no advertising, at least for now, no cute little reels that are just thinly veiled sponsorships. It's literally just artists sharing their work and talking about it with each other and complimenting each other and giving critiques if that's what the artist asked for. And I'm just in love. I don't post often because I'm just not constantly making new art. And I think that's been super healthy for me because I don't feel that guilt that I felt when I was on Instagram and Twitter, because I'm not appeasing an algorithm. I'm not trying to post at least once a day so that I can be sure to stay on the algorithm's good side so that they keep showing people my art. I'm literally just sharing what I make when I make it, and I don't even have to worry about hashtags. It's fantastic. And it's just been nice to have that community, and I know that people are seeing my art. And at the end of the day, like, I know that that shouldn't be the end all be all, and it's not the reason why I make art, but everyone wants their work to be seen, you know? And I just felt like on Instagram and Twitter, I was just posting in this giant sea, and it was like this tiny drop in the ocean, whereas I don't necessarily feel that way on Cara, but I also don't feel like I have to continuously post. So it's been really nice. And it's also just been great to discover like smaller artists that don't get thousands of likes and reposts. I just really like where it's going, and I hope that the app can keep up with its growth because it truly is such a great experience for artists, in my opinion. But all that said, if you have a Cara account, definitely give me a follow, and I would really love to see your work too. So that was my little gushing about Cara. Let me know what you think about this little artwork, and if you have any other ideas of what I could do with this like chibi style, like any other creatures you'd like to see, let me know in the comments because I'm up for suggestions. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And thank you so much to my super awesome patrons, Cup of Leo, Harry Hamster, Subside, Nene, Mikey, and Gumi. You guys are super awesome as always, and I really appreciate your support.